Starting your tarot journey doesn't have to be expensive or overwhelming. Do not fall into the same traps that I did at the very beginning. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the essential tools that you need to begin your practice. These are affordable, accessible, and beginner friendly. I'll show you how to get started without having to break the bank. And this is just how to make tarot simple and fun and helping you dive in and getting started. So, as you can imagine, the first thing that you need to have is a tarot deck. It is the most essential tool. You can start with an affordable and widely available deck like the Rider-Waite-Smith, such as this one. They are mass market, they are fairly budget friendly. You can find them on Amazon for fairly good prices. You can often find them secondhand or on resale platforms. Or you can even borrow one from a friend if you know someone. If a tarot deck isn't in the budget, because let's be honest, even mass market decks can have a sticker shock sometimes. I've seen them for $50 now, depending, but even one that is $20, maybe you can't spare that right now. If you can't, there are free tarot apps like the Golden Thread Tarot or Labyrinthos that let you pull cards digitally. I believe even Llewellyn, is it Llewellyn? I think they have, I don't know if it's Oracle or Tarot, so you'll have to explore it. I'll leave all the resources below. But they even have like a daily card pull as well. And you can use it digitally. So you don't necessarily need a physical deck, although, you know, that's a great way to start out. If you can't just purchase one just yet, those apps are really, really great resources just for getting your foot in the door until you can purchase a deck. The second thing that you will want or likely need is a notebook or even paper for journaling. The reason why I suggest a notebook is because journaling helps you track your learning. It helps you interpret readings. You can go back and notice patterns over time, but it doesn't have to be a fancy one like I have here or even this one. I mean, you can literally choose like a school notebook and get started that way. It doesn't have to be fancy. You can use one that you already have at home. Maybe you started one but didn't finish it. I mean, I have plenty of those kind of notebooks. Or you can even grab one from a dollar store for just a couple dollars. Or even loose paper that you might have laying around will work. You could also, again, if a notebook isn't maybe even your speed or accessible for you right now, you can use free digital tools like Google Docs is a really good one, or even the Notes app in your phone. I think that's a really good resource to utilize. The third must-have isn't an item, but it is a quiet, focused space. So a calm environment makes it easier to focus on your intuition and connecting with the cards and connecting with yourself and getting really grounded. You don't really need a fancy altar or even a separate room. You can just clear off a small table or use a cloth on the floor. If noise is an issue, you could put in headphones with some soft instrumental music to really help you. My space here is a little study desk that I've had forever, and literally I don't have much more room than what you see on camera. And I have very profound readings and interactions with tarot. Sometimes I even will sit on my bed if I need a really comfortable space to be in. So the where doesn't really matter, just making sure that it's quieter or you can tune things out, making sure that it's a safe space for you to have your cards and such out in the open, and just a space where you feel comfortable. The next must-have that I think is really important is a basic guide to the card meanings. What's really great about tarot decks nowadays is that many of them come with fantastic guidebooks. Even a deck such as the RWS, you can find copies that have really well-written guidebooks, and you can use those too. So you're kind of getting a 2-for-1. You don't have to go out and buy a separate book. I just have this one here as an example, but reading is an important part of learning, and having a reference is super important to understanding the cards. For me personally, that is highlighting and underlining and writing in the margins all my thoughts and making associations and connections. And that's why I really like having an outside separate resource from the guidebook, so I can do that. I have seen people actually annotate their guidebooks too, which I find really fascinating, but most of them are usually a small compact space, so it can be a little bit hard to write in the margins there. There are also free resources online for this portion as well, like Biddy Tarot, Labyrinthos Academy. They offer excellent beginner guides. You can also find printable PDFs of meanings that you can keep handy. There's so many resources out there now that you don't necessarily need a physical book. All you need maybe is the internet and one of those websites, and you can jot down then in your notebook some notes and associations about it. So yes, a basic guide to the card meanings. And I think the last yet most important must-have is an open mind and trust in yourself. Reading tarot is something that grows with you over time. It's a process in learning your intuition and not feeling pressured to know everything all at once. And I know that's super hard because I faced that same exact challenge. And the more pressure I placed on myself, the more frustrated I became. And the more frustrated I became, the less likely that I even wanted to pick up a deck of cards and try to study it. The second part of that is to free yourself from the idea that you need to be perfect or that you need to have expensive tools. A beginner's mindset is your most powerful asset. It truly is. You are really the fool stepping into something, and it is beautiful and it's wonderful, and you're just ready to take that leap. And there's nothing like feeling that. You'll never be a beginner in this space again, really. Once you start your journey, you are fully embracing and learning, and it's such a beautiful thing. But embrace that fool's journey. Embrace that you are the fool. And don't feel pressured to know everything at once or to need all of these fancy things that you might see here on TarotTube or in other places. You don't need to spend a fortune to get started with the tarot. The most important thing is your curiosity and your willingness to learn. I would really love to hear what budget-friendly tools or tips that you have that have helped you on your journey. Share them in the comments below. I would love to know. And as always, I really hope that you found this video helpful. I think for me, starting out, it was, like I said, super overwhelming, and I just needed to know. I needed someone to tell me, cut and dry, what is it I need to get started. And so that's the whole point behind this video and my channel, as well as to help everyone along the way. So thank you so much for being here, and until next time, see you around.